In conclusion, Jesus sets very high standards for his followers in the Gospels. But it's remarkable. There's one key area where Jesus assumes we will be no different than the world. In the church, there will be times of conflict and disagreement. But Jesus also assumes that we will handle these conflicts differently. He assumes that we move towards the conflict. This is hard for those of us who have been conflict avoiders. But Jesus assumes that we move towards the source of our anxieties and toward the conflict itself. Jesus assumed that his community of followers, which was made up of people from different races, ethnicities, cultures, and social classes, would be a group with significant differences. He assumed that relationships are possible in the church even when we disagree. He also assumed that the church was a place for reconciliation, where conflict is necessary and important for growth. This growth can happen only if we choose to move towards the conflict rather than away from it. Jesus does not imagine that the believing community will be a group with no differences. He assumes that when he brings people together from so many different backgrounds and perspectives, that there will be painful theological and relational issues to deal with. However, Jesus challenges how we view those people with whom we disagree. We need to develop the practical skills for confronting each other redemptively. We also need to develop the spiritual discipline to seek interactive engagement with others and with God. Even though it is challenging, we can trust that as we move through these steps together, that God is present with us. When we understand the bigger picture of Matthew 18, we can see the deeper meaning and understanding in verse 20. For where 2 or 3 come together in my name, there I am with them. This is a promise from Jesus. It's a promise for those who are willing to gather together to seek healing, restoration, and reconciliation. Verse 20 is a promise that when you take seriously God's mission of reconciliation, God will be present with you. And may God be present with you and bless you as you continue this session together.